Good morning, friends. Welcome and welcome back to the channel. This is Tanya, Sidegigcrafts. Guys, we're going to be working on this journal again today. This is our winter cozy on the farm journal. And I found some pages to go in here, as well as some different ephemera pieces. And we're going to be working on the binding today. This is a little bit something different for me as far as binding goes. I've never done this, never seen it. But it's something I had an idea about, and I think it's going to work. So I hope you'll stick with me. Hit that subscribe button so that you can see all my master ideas when they pop into my head, or my massive failures, depending on how you look at it. So we've already picked some pages for this, but these are all going to be scrapbook papers. There's nothing, and then we have this writing paper. We have a couple different things, but nothing exciting in here just yet. But I went through my vintage stuff and pulled out some things. This is something that I can definitely put in a pocket, so I want to hold on to that. This could be used as a page. This is a book page, as a small page, or we could use it to maybe decorate. I keep pulling that paper out. This is supposed to be like on the front here. Or we could use it to cover perhaps one of these white pages, but it's very small for that. So I think we're going to go ahead and fold this and turn it into a book page. And it's just got some animals. It was just a loose page that it was in one of the kits that I had purchased from somewhere. And so we'll just put this, how about right there? I've got some more. I've got a stationery page. Now this one is old and pretty brittle, so I think this is going to have to be a decorative something or other. And I was debating putting it here. And I think I still might. So I'm going to hold on to that one. I do have this little course of study booklet. This is from 1906. I'm thinking, I don't know how well this will hold up with stitches. Is it brittle? How brittle is it? It's not very brittle, really. This might just be something. See, I could tuck this into a pocket also, or I could use it as a page, which is what I'm thinking I'm going to do. Although this would be a great place to write. Maybe this needs to go in here. I think that might be where that needs to go, just to save it. Will it fit in there? It'll fit in there perfectly once it's the pocket's not sealed yet. So once that's glued in there, I think it'll fit perfectly. So we'll save that for that one. I've got a prescription. This will go in a pocket. I've got some torn invoice. This is going to be decorative because, well, I could actually, well, no, this will be glued to something because it's super, it's got the carbon on the back. I didn't even realize that. That is so cool. That's really cool. So this will be pasted in here, decorative something or other. We've got the Lorraine Oil Company from Toledo, Ohio. I was thinking this one could be sewn in. Or we could make a tag with this. I think that's a better idea for this one. I mean, I could sew it in and it would be really cute, but all right, this one goes in a pocket. This is a New Year's wishes postcard. I'll put that in a pocket because that's cozy. This one, it needs to be a page. This is just a loose paper. Ooh, it's a little bit brittle, but I think it'll be okay. We're gonna hold on to that. And let's go back into our thing a little bit further and see where this would be needed or could be needed. I think it's needed right there. We will go right side up with that one. I found a check. Now this could be folded in and sewn as well. But I think we would, well, let's put it in a pocket. Got another postcard. That one's completely blank, so that's going to be for writing. That'll be a writing spot. Got another, let us see, what is this? It's a stock something or other. Must have company stock when presented. So it's like a check kind of for $2,400 back in 1925. Wow. I feel like I'd kind of like to, this might be like a page tab or something. I have this one. This is a can label. I was thinking this one would be definitely a page, but I think I'd like to keep, do I want to go in the middle of it? bit bigger. I've got some width to play with. Let's make this side, let's do it this way. I don't know why. Or, yeah, that's just the way I'm feeling. So let's look where we can put this one. Ooh, I like this against the green and the red. Let's put this here. And then I've got this. Okay, let's put this steamed zucchini page right here in the middle of the book. And then I've got this one also. This one has some desserts, frozen desserts. And because we kind of have some recipes in here, right? I know I cook in the winter. I cook more in the winter than ever. Put this one right here. I like it there. Put that one right in the middle. Okay, so we've added a few decorative pages also. Okay, so I think I'm gonna put this. I'm gonna put this here for now. I'm gonna put this here for now. I'm like debating. I am. I'm gonna put it there for now. So here's the deal. So I've got my pages. Let's just kind of quickly, briefly go through here and make sure we're a little balanced. If I don't need to move anything, just so that it's pleasing to the eye. And I think we're good. Nothing's sticking out like a sore thumb or anything. Some of these pages will be decorated more instead of all. We won't have all the white in here. And this one goes there. That one goes there. There. And then that's the center of our book. We'll keep moving. And we'll just double check this side, make sure it's looking okay. Do, 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 do. All right, I think we're good. I think we are good with pages. We don't need any more pages. I know that. We've got plenty of pages. Okay, lots of writing space, lots of places to decorate. And I'm still debating this one. I think that's probably the best answer. I was thinking about decorating that paper, but I think that's the best answer. So here's the thing. This piece of craft paper is going to be what I bind this to. It's also going to be a pocket. So this is going to go here. This is going to get glued down. Actually, I might as well just do that. And we'll just stop talking about it and just do it. Let's see if my glue's open this morning. If I need to unclog it, most likely need to unclog it. Since I've decided to go ahead and make that the decorative part, that way somebody can write on it, I guess, and I can add decorative to it later if I really feel the need, but I don't really feel the need. Actually, I kind of do. I kind of do feel the need. But I think I can stamp on it a little bit. I'm hesitant because it's a very old piece of paper, and yeah, I don't want to ruin it, you guys. It's so beautiful. I really don't even want to use it, but you know, we have these things in our stash. We have to use them. That's what we got them for, right? Eventually, or else we're bringing in more than we take out of the room, and it's never going to empty, or it's never going to be the creative space that we need it to be. It's just going to get overloaded with stuff if we just keep adding to it. And I can't do that. So this is going to end up stitched around onto this fabric in a way. I'm going to explain that. Now I want this, mind you, my binding is not the same height as my signature. As you can see, it's a little higher here, a little lower there. That's what I want. Okay, you can do yours how you want, but that's how I want. And I want this to go about right here. So I'm going to go ahead and pinch that and fold it straightly as I can. Okay, that's cool. This little paper is just being a pill. It's crooked too. Let's straighten that up. Maybe that's part of the problem. It's because it's crooked. No, that's not part of the problem. It's just, you know, playful. That's it. All right, so that's going to get sewn in there like this. And then this Also not the same height as my papers, and that's how I want it. You can do yours the way you want it. That might bug some people, but it does not bug me today. That's what I want from this one. I'm going to sew. Nope. The paper and the fabric are going to be at the same spot because I'm going to sew that to the edge because I don't want... Okay, I'll explain. So this is going to go here like this, okay? This is going to fold over for the closure, and it's crooked, and that's what I want, okay? Now, this paper is going to be sewn onto this piece of fabric just around the outsides here, so that when we flip this to the end, this is going to be sewn in to the paper only. The signature is not going to be sewn to the fabric, just the paper, okay? So that when we flip this, like the signature will, this will be a pocket. What? Yep. And this paper will actually, because it's going to be sewn to this fabric, will actually make this more solid and secure so that it will hold better as far as structure goes. It won't be kind of floppy. So this will be all sewn together, so it'll be firm. Okay, so that is my plan there. So what do I need to do? Well, first, before I even sew that though, I want to do some decorative, first things first, I want to do some decorative something, and I'm thinking I want to put Raggedy Ann and Andy on the front. I'm going to make a little decorative plate up here on the front of it, and then I'm going to use some eyelets to put them on, to add them on, but I need to make something that's secure so that it's not all just paper. I think I want to do some, I'm not exactly sure what. I haven't figured that part out yet. But I don't want it just paper on fabric because that's not going to be very sturdy. So maybe acetate would actually work really well. I could put acetate over it and then put the eyelets through, and that would protect the paper. It's probably what I'll do. But I think I'm going to have some other things around it so that the whole thing will be into a square, probably like a master board behind here. And then acetate over. I think that'll work really nicely. Thanks for the idea, guys. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do first. We're going to sew in a signature. If you've never seen this before, here we go. We're going to do it. Now I want my signature in the middle of this paper because this paper is the width that I need for the book. And if it hangs out a little bit, I'm okay with that because of the junk journal that I'm making. I don't need perfection on this one, which is one of the reasons why I love junk journals so much, because it's not expected to be perfect, is it? It's expected to be handmade, and that I love. All right, so if you've never seen it, we're going to go ahead and sew this in. I think I'm going to use this one. It's not going to, actually, I'll just use this one because it's almost gone. Now I'm going to be done with that spool. Excuse me. And like I said, I'm not sewing this signature onto the fabric. I'm just sewing it to this brown paper, this craft paper. So I don't have to mark the fabric at all. This is going to be fabulous. This might be my favorite journal ever, actually. If it turns out the way I think it's going to. It's going to be so cool. All right, we're going to put that there. My favorite ever. I have a favorite ever. It's downstairs. Nobody else loved it as much as I do, I guess. My beach one with the glass handmade beads. I may end up just keeping that one. I've got it up in my Etsy and nobody's ever wanted it. Still have it. Can't believe it. I think I have it on my Ko-fi too. It's my favorite. It's got beautiful photos, beautiful lace, handmade beads. It's just like, it's perfect. I don't understand. I see people selling journals for like, well, this one lady the other day, Michelle and I were looking online. She's selling one of her journals for $1,000, you guys. $1,000. What? I'm just curious if she sells it. And if so, for how much? But, because that's a lot of money. I don't know that I could ever justify spending that kind of money on a journal. It wasn't, I mean, it was pretty, but it wasn't fancy. It was like, very similar to journals I'm making. I mean, there was nothing extravagant about it. And I'm not knocking her. I mean, I hope she sold it for that much. That's awesome. But I wouldn't ask nearly just a small fraction of that. I think my most expensive journal has been $120 is what I've asked. Haven't gotten it, but... And it's that beach one. But it's well worth it. It's stacked full of stuff. Vintage photos and ephemera and mixed media. It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. Anyway, I should probably just keep it. But if somebody wants it, it's there. And let's see here. And I've seen them selling for, you know, $300-400. I'm like, what? It always makes me curious if they're able to sell them at that price. It just seems like a lot. A lot. Ugh. I can't get it through there. You know, it would work so much easier if I would clip the pages together and all that, but I don't. Why? I don't know. I'd say it's because I'm lazy, but this is harder. This is harder than that, so it would be so much easier if I would just clip it, wouldn't it? All right. There we go. Let's make sure my pages are tight so I don't have to start over. They are good and almost tight. Is that better? Did I clip? Did I sew through something? Did I do something wrong here? Let's see. I think I did because this is loose. Yes, I did. Look at that. I sewed through it. Darn it. Don't sew through your other thread. See, that's what happens. And then you can't pull it tight. Then you have issues. And if I would have done it the right way, I wouldn't be going through this now, would I? Da, 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 da. I sewed it through the wrong way. Here, let's do this. We'll just undo that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take both of these ends. We're going to thread them through that needle and send them through at the same time. How about that? Because that's still in there. Well, this should be a new way to do it. It would be so much easier, honestly. How come we hadn't thought of this before? Did anybody else ever think of this? This is a new trick, guys. So at the top, all the way to the bottom, and then thread it into the thread, into the needle, and then poke it through the middle all at the same time. You won't sew through your other pieces. It'll just go right through. Well, maybe. I mean, it'll go right through. You just got to find the holes. See, this would have been done if I had just clipped these together and done it right the first time. But I'm befuddling my way through this process today because I don't know why. I was even thinking it's going to be a good day today. You know why? Because I can't say that. I was going to say I remembered to take my trash out. It's Friday. It's Friday and my trash is out at the curb. You know, if you've been following me, you know that's a big deal for me. See, look, I've sent them both through at the same time. They're not sewn through. We'll just put one on the other side of the other. We'll pull it tight again. And tie it. I didn't take my trash out. I never brought it in. I left it on the curb. I've been cleaning all week, so I didn't take it in. It's easier to fill up on the curb. And I thought about it on Tuesday. I thought, you know, and I thought I'm just gonna have to bring it out the day after tomorrow. So I just left it. I don't think my neighbors are gonna love that for long if I keep doing that, but 1 week won't hurt anybody. They'll be all right. All right, so that's sewn together. Good job, good job. So we learned a new trick. Next, I'm gonna have to sew this to this. with the stitching around there. And then my thoughts were I would extend that stitching all the way around the fabric, but don't sew this side, because then we'll lose our pocket. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go do that. I'll be right back. All right, so here we go. Now, I did make a huge mistake. I should have, first of all, probably sewn that piece of paper before sewing the bulk into it, because I couldn't get that final stitch. And I forgot, I need to put my cover on here, my plate on here before I sewed that on there, because it's going to be kind of hard to put eyelets in here now. So I may have to change that idea or figure out a way to do it. So those are things I would do differently. So now we have this. We have our book all sewn together. We open it up back here. You can see the spine where I sewed that. And now there's a nice, cool pocket right in here. So it's a little secret hiding place. Boop, like that. So that is that part. Still haven't figured out the closure yet. I think it's going to depend on how I do the front. I'm loving how this is turning out. I think it's so fun. And actually, now that I look at this, I actually sewed this a little unevenly, but I'm okay with it. Interesting. Okay, so I left a little bit more space up here than down here, but that's all right. That's all right. It's fine, because it'll sit probably better on the shelf anyway. So that's where we're at today. This may come into play. This is what I originally had with this, but I have the other book cover as well that's the same thing. So if I don't decide to use it on this one, I'll use it on that one. Especially since this one's cozy winter, I should probably use some kind of flannel or something. And I have some flannel ribbons. I have some wintry ribbons. So that may be it. So that's that. Now I need to put this in here somehow. Now I could have sewn this, put a piece of fabric here and sewn it that way into the book. But I was thinking I would just kind of flip it or tape it in. So I knew that I think it was going here is where I think I decided to put it. I like that way. So we're gonna put it in there that way. And I think actually, maybe I should use more of this fabric. Where did I stick it? Yeah, I should use more of that, because it's perfect. It's also missing. So if we can't find it, then it wasn't meant to be, right? So we'll darn, now I really want it, because it would be perfect. But you know what else I could do? We could do it with paper. We could totally do it with paper. I need to reach down here and pick these things up from under my feet anyway. Is that a piece of that fabric? It's a piece of fabric. It's not that fabric. I mean, kind of looks plain compared to that one. We could do it with paper. If you don't have fabric, you want to use paper. Totally do it that way too. I don't like this paper with it though. That's not quite right. Maybe some of this paper or some of this other paper. And these are my scraps. Maybe this one. Or maybe that one. I like that one. Also, kind of ties that together. I guess it really doesn't matter is what I'm saying. It really doesn't matter. So let's go ahead and just use this. Let's do that. We're just going to commit. I struggle with the committing part sometimes, just because. So if it's a thought, I might as well just go for it. Teach myself to just do it. And I did not just do it straight, did I? No, I did not. That's a little better. It's probably as good as it's going to get. All right. We're just going to commit right now. Now we could be using like, oh, I should find some kitchen linens to put it, not kitchen linens, but like doilies to put in here would be kind of cute. Give that farm feel. I often don't put doilies in because they're so thick normally. And I already struggle with thickness on my books. They're just so full of stuff. But maybe like a hanky or something like that. If I can make it look pretty and not just thrown in there, would be great. See, that would be good. I could even, well, I could leave this open as a tuck, but I don't think that I'm going to do that on this bait. Since it's structural, I think I'm just going to glue it down to this other page. And I can always put something over it if I want it to be a tuck. I'm going to probably decorate that page with something anyway. So that could be an option later. We'll just glue this one in for decorative purposes. Now I do have this open edge, so I'm going to have to put something on that side too, because I didn't glue this shut. Remember, it's still open. So let's put something on this side. I keep leaning for that fabric. Let's use this one. Let's use this one. I gotta close it up, so. Maybe this one will be straight. Closer. Much closer. Okay. Today is a work day, so I'm getting some crafting in this morning. We got some fun animals this week, you guys. We got, I don't know if I told you yesterday, we got white corn snakes. We got some fluffy white hamsters. They're adorable. Yesterday, we got a solid white parakeet. It was beautiful. I was so tempted to bring him home and add him to my group, but that would be 2 more birds because you got to get them in 2s. And as much as I'm loving my parakeets, I've got one that's getting super friendly, and he'll ride around with me, and you know, he'll hang out with me a little bit. But then, and a second one that's close was doing better. The second one was doing better before I got the other 2, the last 2, this 3rd and 4th one. But now that the 3rd and 4th one come, he would rather stay in the cage with them. And they're so shy. I was able to get them to eat from my hands today. The other 2 also. So they were all eating from my hand. So that's a total, that is absolutely progress. So that's fantastic, but I don't want to add any more to it just yet because I'll lose that progress with them. So I don't want to add yet, even though I really, really thought about it long and hard. That white bird was just calling my name. It's like, ooh, she's pretty. Super pretty. Okay, so I'm thinking I want to put this on here. I really like it on this page. So, but I need something behind it. Maybe just a solid piece of something. I've got this right here behind me, and I think it's perfect. Let's do that. In fact, here's what we're going to do. Oh man, I don't want to cut this crooked though. I'm going to use this second piece also. I'm going to make a stacking pocket. I don't know if this was straight. Hang on a second. I want to make sure. Actually, let me make sure they're the same too. So that side looks straight, but this side is not. So let's trim that side up just a tad. Straighten them. This one goes here. Not going to do too much crafting this morning, though. I've still got some stuff I got to do here around the house before I go in. You can hear my babies singing in the other room. They're so happy. They were calling to a bird outside today. I was like, oh, I should go outside. That sounds like a parakeet out there. but their cage is next to a little bush, and I know that there are birds that like to live in that little bush right there. And there have been nests in there too, so I know that they do tend to sit in there. I think that my birds might be talking to them. Okay, so here's my thought. Let's just, I'm gonna ink those a little bit. Just to add a little definition. It may not really show there, but hopefully in person it'll add just a little something. Yeah, just a little line, not much. It's not quite as flat as it was. I don't need to do the bottom of that one. Okay. So what I'll do, I'm going to just tap this corner and this corner. So this sits right there and right there. I can even them up. And then I'm just going to go around all of this. So the top pocket will be able to drop things all the way down into the bottom pocket. So we can put longer things in there if we want to. Like tall receipts or something. Okay, so this pocket will go all the way down to here. Like so. See? And then of course this one will go there. I like it. No, it would have been really cute to put little eyelets on those too. But I can always come back to do that if I want to. All right, so now this pocket's closed. What were we putting in there? We were putting in the, what was it? The booklet. Putting this in there. There we go. Putting that in there. So now that's in there for safekeeping. We could even close this if we want. Here, should we do that? Should we just close it? Boop, there. And I think that's going to be it for today. Well, like I said, we've got all these things that we can put in here. Here, we can even put some of these things. Put them in. And, you know, we've got lots of things to put in, but there's a lot more to do. We need more pockets and things to put them in. So we've got a really, really great start to this book. I hope you guys are enjoying this process. If you are, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Get me out to the algorithm, guys. Get me out there. And then share with your friends. Send them over. Tell them that you sent me. That you sent me. No, you sent them. Yes. It's going to be one of those days. Have a fantastic one. Thanks for crafting with me. Have a blessed day. Happy holidays. And we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.